Conway here, speaking to you today about the creditors meeting. Now, obviously, I have other videos about creditors meetings, but my staff wanted to tell you about creditors meeting in the post-COVID era. So, how have the creditors meetings changed? Well, firstly, you do not have to go to a physical facility for the creditors meeting to occur. And it used to be that you would actually go to Richmond or Charlottesville or Alexandria, where the bankruptcy courts are located. You no longer have to do that. Secondly, the creditors meetings are now all telephonic. They think that may be permanent, although there's some discussion as to whether they make that a video teleconference in the future. But right now, all the creditors meetings are telephonic. So you will get a creditors meeting notice, and on that notice there is a number that you must call, and it's a conference call. And so you call the conference call facility, and then each trustee has a code. So dial in that number, and my staff may have also given the number to you, but that's what you do, and it's just a teleconference. And so myself or my associate are on the line with you, and the trustee will ask you some very simple questions. Did you meet with Mr. Conway? Yes. Did you review your bankruptcy petition with him? Yes. Did you answer all the questions truthfully? Yes, you did. Did you sign your bankruptcy petition? Yes. And in our case, you don't physically sign it. You just indicate to us that we have permission to sign it on your behalf. Yes. Did you do that? Yes. Did you list all your assets? Yes. Did you list all your debts? Yes, I did. Do you have a domestic support obligation? No, I don't. Or yes, I do. And if you do have a domestic support obligation, the trustee needs the name of the recipient, the address of the recipient of the obligation. Now, we should have covered that during the petition review process. Sometimes that's missed. Is this your last filed tax return? Yes. And then the trustee will ask, well, do you have real estate? Well, you either do or you don't. If you do, we'll have discussed that before, but he'll determine whether or not there's any equity in the property. Or the trustee, she will ask you, what is your bank account balances on the day of filing? And do you have 3 or 4 bank accounts? And are these the only bank accounts that you have? Then the trustee sometimes will say, I'm abandoning the asset. And that means, in bankruptcy speak, right? That means they're giving the asset back to you. They're not going to try to sell the asset. And then they'll ask you, what's your, they do this for identification purposes. They'll ask, what's your employment status? Has it changed since you filed? Has your address changed since you filed? And also for identification purposes, they'll ask for your cell phone number. So those are the questions that are asked in about 90% of all cases. If your case was a little difficult, if it's going to be difficult, I normally will tell you that, and will explain to you the likely scenarios when we have difficulty. If you have a business, they will ask some additional questions, such as, did you give us your profit and loss statement? Is this the balance sheet for your business? Are you currently doing business? What's your accounts receivable? And then occasionally you'll have sort of an ex-spouse show up, or a landlord show up if you have a private landlord. But those are the issues that we see in the kind of post-COVID era. And then the trustee will simply say, you've satisfied my questions, and good day to you and good luck. So that's what you can expect at the creditors meeting. But again, do not show up at the courthouse. It's all on a telephone conversation. All right, thank you. Bye-bye.